I bought this book recently. This is Larry McMurtry's Moving On. I bought this book because Larry McMurtry is one of my all-time favorite authors. But Ian, why did you really buy it? Because it's a novel that's over 1,000 pages. And, well, that's something that I can't resist. So, here's what I did. I looked up the word count of this massive book, and then I also took a speed reading test to see how fast I could read. And you wanna know what I found out? It said this was gonna take me 25 days to read. So I've come up with a challenge. To be able to read this book in 25 days, I'm going to have to read for at least 1 hour a day for the next 25 days, which is... well, that's exactly what this challenge is going to be. But there's a catch. The catch is this. I can't read this book in the same location twice. Yes, you heard me right. I added a ridiculous superficial challenge to this stupid video. But hey, what else is new on this channel? So, for the next 25 days, I'll be trying to read Larry McMurtry's Moving On for 1 hour a day. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Book of the Month. Book of the Month is a subscription-based book service that sends the best new and emerging fiction right to your doorstep. People, these are really good books at really great prices. On average, members save about $5 on every single hardcover that they purchase. They have a specially selected team of curators that read and select every single book. And each month's selection are picked from the best new and emerging authors. But Ian, how does it work? How it works is 1, you pick what speaks to you. 2, they send it right to your doorstep. 3, you pretty much repeat the process every month. And 4, well, you read the books. Happy reading. And if you're not really feeling anything that month, Book of the Month does have an option where you can skip that month free of charge, so you don't have to pay for the subscription if you're not feeling it. Well, let me show you what I got. First book that I picked was What Kind of Paradise by Janelle Brown. Literary fiction that pulls on all the heartstrings. Sounds incredible. Ghost Rider by Julie Clark. Sounds crazy. It's a thriller about, well, writing books. You really get nothing but quality with Book of the Month every single time. So click the link down below in the description or head on over to bookofthemonth.com and use the code DAYDREAM to get your first book for only $9.99. Thank you so much again to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. Let's start our first hour. First location of the video was of course at a Barnes & Noble. How fitting, you know, book readers, Barnes & Noble, it just works. Oh, and this is my sweet wife thinking that she's ruining my shot. She's so cute. And that about wraps up hour 1, 46 pages deep. I think that's a pretty fresh start. My head literally... Yeah, my hair's a little crazy. I just got done playing spike ball. What of it? Just got done. We were at the park playing spike ball with some good friends and, well, I don't need to tell you everything about my personal life, okay? Yesterday, we started this ridiculously ambitious challenge for no reason. I am still so excited. That is how far we got in 1 hour. Usually if I don't have time to read throughout the day, I try to get it early morning or late at night. And look at us. We're getting it, it's not late, but it's pretty much 9 o'clock. I am exhausted too. Physical activity, sweating, also been a long day of just doing other stuff, so yeah, the time has just slipped away from me. But let's get this hour in, and I'll probably, literally the words just escaped me. I don't want to do today's hour in the book room because that means I won't be able to read there for the rest of this challenge. Living room it is. I truly don't even remember filming this portion of the video. I mean, I was so delirious after having such an amazing day that reading was the furthest thing on my mind. But hour 2 down, this video is cake. Hi! It's the 3rd day of reading Larry McMurtry's Moving On for 1 hour a day until we're finished. Yeah, I'm in my Jeep. I'm in my car. I just dropped Ashlynn off. She's getting her hair done. And I thought, what the heck? It's a good excuse. Read for an hour in the car, get it done. That way I don't have to, stay up late like I did last night. I haven't really told you what this book is about, have I? This is the first book in a trilogy, and I've actually already read the 3rd book. It's not your traditional style trilogy. It's not like what happens in here, perpetuates to something else. It's more characters. Characters and people from Houston doing things either in Houston or around Houston or just in Texas in general. There's crossover. Really, that's it. It's interconnected people. But moving on is about rodeo. If you couldn't have figured that one out, right? But we're following 2 main characters so far. One is Sonny Shanks. He is a 3 times world championship cowboy. And then we're following Patsy Carpenter, who I think is truly the main character. And she and her husband are on the road following the rodeo circuit. Her husband, Jim, he's an amateur photographer. He's trying to make a book out of the photos that he's taking at the rodeos. So far, nothing truly crazy has happened. I mean, Jim got beat up by some cowboys. Patsy's been hit on several times. Somebody peed on their car. They got a flat tire on the freeway in the middle of a thunderstorm in the middle of the Texas wilderness. Authentic Larry McMurtry. The thing about Larry that I really love is his prose. His writing is the most unique I think I've ever read in any author. And that's not to say it's the best, it's just the most unique. His humor is the best thing about his book sometimes, and the characters are always so fleshed out, so well done, but at the same time they can feel a little caricaturish because you're like, there's no way anyone in real life would say that to another human being. But it's Larry McMurtry's world, so I'm not going to question it. I'm on page 78, and I think yesterday we were on 46, so 32 pages is pretty good to me. But yeah, we have an hour to kill, so let's get back to it. Honestly, throwback to reading in my car because, man, I don't get to do it as much now that YouTube is my full-time gig, but this was so nostalgic, bro. I highly recommend reading in your car if you get the chance. Howdy. This is how far we have made it. I'm sitting at page 296. It's been a week to the day since I started the challenge. Now, where have I read? In the past couple of days, I read at the office. Well, an office at the office. Like a room. You guys are smart. You know what I'm talking about. An office within an office. And then read at the lake. And then read at our favorite coffee shop. And then read in a different office at the same office. To me, that counts because they're completely different rooms. And was that it? I think so. So that means we're all caught up. Isn't that special? Guys, ladies and gents, this is harder than it looks. You would think, oh, okay, just reading for an hour a day, it can't be that hard. Yeah, I have to find the time to do it. It's not been easy. Not only have we been kind of traveling around Austin and doing different activities, but on top of this, I've been editing. And I actually, since today's Saturday the 17th, I just released a new video. And I spent all week editing this sucker. It was a lot of footage. It took all week to edit this thing. So on top of that, finding time to just carve out an hour a day for this was really hard. And look, here we are today. It is Saturday the 17th. It's 10:40 in the evening and I still haven't even gotten my hour done. And that's because my wife and I have been out and about today and she surprised me with something spectacular. Let me show you. I'm a huge Joe Abercrombie fan. Huge. Love the First Law. Anywho, my wife surprised me and took me to an event where I got a copy of his brand new book. But not only that, the man signed it. But not only did he sign that book, he signed these ones too. I have the coolest wife in the world. But before the signing, he talked about the new book, he answered some questions. So it was like a 2.5 hour thing. And so that took some time. So trying to find time to carve out in the days to read this behemoth has actually not been easy. Anyone who wants to try this out for themselves, I'd love to hear your experience because it's actually quite cool. The book itself, Larry McMurtry, bro, he's one of my favorites for a reason. And that's because he writes people. He writes some of the most relatable, down-to-earth people when he's not writing about Texas Rangers taking down Indians or bandits. This is a book about normal people. This is a book about rodeo lifestyle and rodeo culture and all of these characters fitting into this grander story of just life in the West. This is some of his best prose I've read yet, but it is now 10:45, so I have an hour to kill. So I'm probably gonna get this done close to midnight. Let's get back to moving on. I just realized, I guess this means I'm reading in the book room. I was hoping to save this location for later in the video, but gotta do what I gotta do. But going back to Joe Abercrombie, if you guys are new to the channel, bro, check him out if you're a fantasy fan. He is golden. He makes some of the best dark fantasy books you'll ever read. I swear on my life. Yeah, that is me. Getting distracted, not reading for an hour. I set the timer and got distracted by my cute wife. I mean, she's the most interesting thing in my life, to be honest. And I just can't help but be. Bro, look at downtown Austin, Texas. She is a fire city, bro, I swear. But that's enough for me. Here's an update from, well, me. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It is yet another day. It is day 9? I think 8 or 9, something like that. It's like Monday. Today I have not done my hour and it is coming up on 9:30 in the evening. I've already read in this room and I kind of want to save some other locations throughout the apartment for other days just in case I, don't want to leave. So that leaves one option. My apartment complex's clubhouse. Before we get into it though, this book, man, I'm on page 402. I don't really know where I'm supposed to B? Let's do some math real quick. 1,008 pages divided by 25. That's around 40 pages a day. 40 pages times 9. What, I should be at like 360 pages? What day is this? I think this is actually day 10, so I'm like right on the mark. Let's see, I started on the 10th, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Today is day 10, so I should be at 400, and I'm on 402. So we're right on schedule. I'm in it to win it. Yeah, I was in it to win it until one of the craziest scenarios that's ever happened to me in my entire reading existence happened, and I can't believe I caught half of this crap on camera. Now, this was the most distracted I've ever been. It's like everything in the cosmos was trying to distract me from my task. There's a lot of people coming in and out of here. Honestly, it's quite distracting. I don't know how far I'm really gonna get. We'll see. Oh boy, will you see. Geez, that was aggressive. Man, is everyone not using the stairs today? What's the deal? That dog's been barking for 20 minutes. What on earth was that? That's impossible. It doesn't sound human. Bro, these people be making some crazy noises around here. We almost done? Oh gosh, we're nowhere close. This was a bad idea. Oh dear Lord, what was that? Sounds like that guy is dying out loud. This is why I don't read in public. That was the worst hour I've had so far. What was I on when I told you? What, we were on 402. You wanna know how much I read in 1 hour? With all that crazy noise? I got to 418. 16 pages. In 1 hour. Everybody needed to get their mail. Everybody was walking their dogs in and out. Everybody was going to the pool. There was some guy at the gym sounding like he was dying of a hemorrhage out loud. I'm never going there again. What a day. On to a more positive public outing. The wife and I decided to try a new coffee shop, and boy, did we enjoy their mantra. I swear, if you're in the Austin area, 2 hands. Let me tell you, 2 hands has got the stuff. But thankfully, this time around, there was no disturbances, no crazy people dying on the street. It was very, very peaceful. The progress is being made. It looks like I'm halfway through, but I'm not. I think the halfway mark is 504. And what did we get to today? We got to 452. Not bad. I did find myself getting distracted. I mean, of course, when I read out in public, I get more distracted than I would just staying at home. So it kind of adds a layer of difficulty to the challenge. I don't remember the last update I gave you on this story, however. My goodness. So our main characters are no longer on the road. They're no longer following the rodeo circuit around the West. They are finally back in their hometown of Houston, and life is just going. Jim has picked up a new pursuit. It's still driving Patsy crazy because she can never be happy about anything. But at the same time, Jim can never be content with whatever he's doing. So he's gone back to school to get a freaking graduate degree in it sounds like something useless. I can't even remember. Like, it has to be useless. I don't even know what he's going back to school for. And Patsy's pregnant, so there's a whole nother twist. Patsy is so interesting because he's not making her overly sensitive. She feels very authentic and very, I don't know, she feels like a really fully fleshed out character. And so now that she's pregnant, it doesn't help matters. Now the added twist of her drifting further away from her husband and kind of being drawn closer into the arms of another man. There's some complications here. The characters are just so complicated in this story. At a faraway glance, this book would seem like it has no plot. There's not really been plot development within the last 200 pages or so. I'm not gonna lie, maybe less than that, maybe like 150. Ever since I got back to Houston, it does feel like life has stagnated for this couple, but I think that's actually the genius of the book because we see all of this through Patsy's eyes. Like the only character that we're seeing the stagnation through is Patsy, and she has no idea how to navigate this. And I'm just curious if she's going to leave or if she's going to finally find her purpose, especially with this new baby's arrival. That's why I'm still in this story. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, a few days ago when I realized, oh man, I haven't done my hour for the day, I thought, oh gosh, I have to sit down and open that book. You know, sometimes forcing yourself to read for a certain amount of time can kind of take the pleasure away from reading. I found myself doing that several times where it's like, oh my gosh, I have to sit down and read for an hour. That is just not what I want to do, because sometimes it's not the book that I want to read for an hour. I wanted to read this book, and I wanted this to be the main focus of the challenge because it's so big. Yeah, man, I don't know what else to say, really. I guess I'll see you tomorrow for the next hour. Hello, is it recording? Okay, I'm gonna go to the largest independent bookstore in the state of Texas. That's BookPeople. Well, that's a parking garage. That's not where we're going. But BookPeople is actually behind you. It's actually where I bought this book, like 2 months ago. I'm really nervous to do this. I can't tell you why, I just am. Let's get this freaking over with. And I mean, of course, I'm at a bookstore. You think I'm not just gonna peruse the shelves? Come on. If you're ever in the Austin area, you have to pop into BookPeople. You won't regret it. This is a book that catches my eye every single time I'm in here. And this is a book I keep running away from at every chance I get because I'm a big fat chicken. Hey, look at that. Told ya. They actually have a really sweet Larry McMurtry section. It's quite impressive. Oh, sorry, you guys just died. Holy moly, it's hot outside, it's hot inside. You see, please, blessed. Okay. Well, reading out in public, it's so hard. One, it's hard to film because it's not like the most convenient thing to just do. Also, I'm one of those readers that kind of needs quiet. I need absolute freaking quiet. Wrong environment to read a book like this where I kind of need to pay attention. But we are over halfway. I did read less than I had hoped. I started on page 505 and made it to 530, so 25 pages, but we're still over the mark. Man, if you guys haven't been to Austin, you really should. It is a wicked cool city, and I haven't even explored a fraction of it. But this is one of my favorite parts. I love being downtown. I love being at least this part of downtown. What are we thinking about the book so far? We're over halfway. These characters are just so freaking messed up. The relationship between a man and a woman after they have a baby should be closer than ever, but now they're farther apart than they've ever been. And the worst part about it is they suck at communication. They don't talk to each other. Patsy just cries and Jim just reads books. I want to smack them both. I'm sweaty. I'm hungry. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Day 14. So we're here at Zilker Park, probably the coolest spot in all of Austin. It's hot, it's sweaty, I'm already dying, it's only 10 in the morning, and holy crap, we still have so much of this book to go. But luckily for me, we're still pretty ahead of schedule, at least by 10 pages. So, what I'm thinking, we stop wasting time. Come on. Yeah. I didn't film much at Zilker Park. I wanted to, but there was a lot of people sunbathing, specifically a lot of young women, so I didn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable with whipping out a camera, so I just kind of stayed in my own little corner. So if you really want to see the grandeur of Zilker Park, man, just look up videos or pictures online. It's incredible. Howdy doody, folks. I think it's been 2 days since I updated you. I didn't read this yesterday, so I'm officially behind by however many pages. Oh my gosh, guys. Yesterday, I didn't feel like it. I did not feel like picking up this book. I did not feel like doing my hour. I wanted to do what I wanted to do and read what I wanted to read, okay? Anytime I do a big video like this where it takes about a month to film and then edit afterwards and all that stuff, I always get so bored with the idea near the middle. I'm bored of doing this project, but I know I have to keep going because this book, man, I've invested so much time. If you're wondering, I am going to do 2 hours today to stay on track, which I don't know if I'm going to do that in a row because I don't think I have the mental capacity for that. But Lord, these characters are pissing me off still. You know, sleeping around, that's exactly what's freaking happening. There's just tensions building between these two people. They're like a couple that never should have gotten together. And now I get to read about their shoddy marriage. Gosh, man, it's hard right now because I don't care about any of the characters. Felt nice not doing this yesterday. It felt really good, but I can't put this off any longer. If I put this off today, that means I have to read for 3 hours tomorrow. Without further ado, boom. Oh my gosh, I actually hit it. Sweet. I will say, this book is hilarious. Like, if there's anything to be said about this book, Larry's humor shines bright in this book. He makes me laugh so much, dude. I'm recording on my balcony, just for those who are like asking, hey Ian, what's your location for the day? On the balcony at our apartment complex because, well, truth be told, I've never actually read a book out here. I don't know why. It's quite nice. It's not too hot, not too muggy. The wind's not going crazy. It's really peaceful. And we're back at it again for yet another hour. Don't forget to click the link down below in the description. Book of the month. Yeah. Isn't this music so relaxing? Yeah, my ADHD was not having this in public, bro. I could not focus. Yet somehow I managed to read a crap ton, let me tell you. So I guess I can't complain. I'm sorry, guys. And I know this may look like I'm being distracted and like I'm not reading for my hour, but this was post-hour, so joke's on you. What up, y'all? Ashlyn and I, we went out to go get matcha this morning. We went to go celebrate this channel hitting 50,000 subscribers, which I still can't even believe that just came out of my mouth. Like 50,000 subscribers is crazy. And I could not be more grateful to the book community for just absolutely changing my life, changing my wife's life, changing our life together as a couple, and just literally the daily dynamic of our lives have changed since we started talking about books online. I still can't believe it. Every day I'm just thankful to God and thankful to you guys for everything. Yesterday I told you I was going to read for 2 hours because I missed an hour on Saturday. I could not compel myself to read for that second hour, so I have to do it today. I already did 1 hour. I am filming and there's people in the street and this is really awkward, but we're doing it. I really hate myself right now for choosing this spot, but we're gonna do it. I did not read yesterday, which was the day after reading in bed with Ashlyn. So now I need to read 2 hours today. I didn't read yesterday because I was excessively busy filming for other things, editing, going out, running errands, doing chores, that sort of stuff. So we're gonna do it today. Right now, Ashlyn is inside this building shopping around and I'm gonna sit here on this bench for an hour and I nearly crapped my pants when those sirens flicked on. They went on as soon as I put my camera on the ground, so I thought I was screwed. I thought I was breaking the law or something. But I did get my hour done. No worries. I was not arrested. It was a good morning. I did not film that much on the street, guys, because that was so scary. That was so nerve-wracking. I could have swore those cops were coming for me. Fetch. I can't be doing something illegal, am I? So I panicked and there you have it. But I did read for my hour and I read from like page 750 something to 794. Homeward stretch by the look of things. Woo! Oh my gosh. I'm getting to the point in this challenge where I feel like I'm forgetting to do this now. Right now, I am downtown Austin, as evidenced by them lovely skyscrapers. Oh, bird. I'm downtown because I just dropped Ashlyn off at this kind of creator event. She got invited to this grand opening. She got invited to this thing, and so I dropped her off, and I thought, ooh, what a great excuse to get my second and final hour of the day, because I keep skipping days. And I don't have a place in mind. And you might be thinking, Ian, you can't read in your car. That goes against the rules of the challenge. But there's no rule against me reading in the back of the car, is there? I'm gonna read in the back seat of my car. Yeah. How creative, right? Let's get to it. I'll talk to you in a bit. Let's hit it. All right, in the final reading montage of this video, I cannot believe we got to this point. If you're still here, like and subscribe. I freaking love you, man. You're the real champion, real hero of this story. Welcome to the backseat of my Jeep. Just finished my hour, made a little bit more progress, if I do say so myself. Now I'm on 8:38. We're almost 40 pages ahead of schedule for today, so that's good. We should be able to get this done, what I said, next Tuesday. This is such a slow burn novel exploring the deterioration of a relationship between a man and a woman who have vowed to be together forever. They have a kid, but they're just too different. They're too separate in their interests, in their day-to-day lives. They just live for themselves. They don't live for each other. They live with each other, but they don't live for each other. Each of them treat each other as if they're strangers. My gosh, there was something so long ago that I thought, man, that was good. So the dynamic in the household is Jim the husband, Patsy the wife, Davy their son. Davy at least was still simple. And at times, Jim seemed simple too. At night, watching television with him or reading beside him in bed, he sometimes seemed far nicer than she gave him credit for being. His needs were not desperate or extreme, and he was probably less complex than she made him out to be. It occurred to her at times that all he needed was humoring, of a skillful and considerate kind. He needed lightness and chatter and food, and for her to be lovely, and Davy well, and a pursuit to be involved in. For so little as that, he could be happy. A thought that only made her the more distressed with herself. Even the little that he needed seemed not easily providable. She had the maddening feeling that something was ruining them, and the most maddening thing about the feeling was the sense that if she could ever for one moment put her finger on the exact cause of the decay, she could stop it. Probably the root of the trouble was herself, her selfishness, her feverishness, her foolish destructive desire for things Jim could not give. Half the time she was convinced that their troubles were all her fault. The other half she was convinced they were all his fault. She could not rid herself of the conviction that he was playing games he ought to have outgrown. He didn't want enough. She wanted too much. Neither of them could quite determine for the nature of what it was that was lacking. Dude, when I read that, I was like, that sums them up! What I've been going through with these characters for over 800 pages is that there's this thing between them that's lacking, but neither one of them can understand what that is. Now that I'm this deep into the novel, I see the brilliance of it. Larry is such a brilliant character writer! Like, it's crazy. It is crazy how good this is. Absolutely worth the time. We did it! The challenge is over, and I finished this freaking book! Larry McMurtry's moving on. Where to start? Contemporary, modern Western novel set in the 1960s to late 1960s in South Texas. A book about people, a book about estrangement, a book about finding yourself, a book about communication and miscommunication and disconnection and loss and grief. You know, the whole rodeo culture for the first half of the book was really fascinating because I grew up in the American West, I grew up in the Mountain West, and rodeos is just part of life. Rodeos is what you do in the summer. It's where you go, it's where you hang out, that's where a lot of the big celebrations of the summer happen. Getting to see that in this novel is actually kind of cool. It's pretty nostalgic. But reading for an hour was, why was that so freaking hard? Why was that so much harder than I thought it would be? I've been reading every day for the last 4 years of my life, and yet this was so hard when I had to consciously make the decision to stop whatever I need to do today, read for 1 whole hour, 60 entire minutes. And I found that sometimes it was really easy to break the time up. Sometimes it was really hard to sacrifice time, and then other times I was so busy I forgot to do it. The added stress of trying to find a new location, a new spot to read. This forced me to go and explore Austin, to be able to just find little quiet places that I never really would have gone before was actually quite stimulating for my affection of this place already. So would I say that this challenge is a success? It totally was. Will I ever do this again? If I do, it's not gonna be with one book. I'm probably gonna try to read as many books as I can. My rating overall of this book is a 3.75. I enjoyed it. I love the characters. I love the theme, and I love the interconnected aspects to the other books in the trilogy. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but as a fan of 1,000-page novels, this could have been 250 pages shorter. At least. I didn't need everything that happened in this book. The foreword says that the original manuscript was 1,500 pages. 1,500 pages of this? No, couldn't do it. If you're interested in Larry McMurtry at all, I would say the Houston series is a marvelous place to start. So there you have it. Thanks for watching the video. Again, if you're interested in Book of the Month, click the link down below in the description or head on over to bookofthemonth.com to get your first book for only $9.99 when you use the code DAYDREAM. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna go read whatever the fetch I want, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, it's about Stephen King.